Welcome to Things You Should Know, Civil War Edition. Today we're going to talk about the Siege of Corinth, located in Alcorn and Corinth County, Mississippi, on April 19, 1862. Corinth's primary value lay in the fact that it was a junction for two railroads, the first being the Memphis and Charleston, and the second line was the Mobile and the Ohio. It was the key to keeping logistics running smoothly for whatever army wanted to control the area. General Henry Halleck had taken over for the Union, while P.G.T. Beauregard had solidified his command of the Confederate forces after the death of Johnston at Shiloh. Both commanders were reluctant to receive the same kind of casualties that the armies had suffered during the Battle of Shiloh. General Halleck moved his forces out to avoid being caught by surprise and ordered entrenchments to be constructed to protect his men. During this time, the weather had turned bad, and Buell's reinforcements were delayed even further. It wouldn't be until mid-May that Buell would catch up with the general. Before that could occur, the Union had come within 10 miles of Corinth and was under threat that Confederates would use the railroad to move troops to attack his right flank. During this time, the Confederate commander obtained reinforcements that included Confederate General Earl Van Dorn's Army of the West. Even with the reinforcements, the Confederate forces didn't exceed 70,000 men, while the Union Army had over 120,000 coming. Using their defensive positions, Beauregard was able to slow down the Union with skirmishes and outposts laid out before Corinth. Twice he was able to engage isolated portions of Union soldiers outside of their entrenchments and crush portions of Halleck's command. Even with these maneuvers, however, they were unable to take the Union forces at Farmington, and this forced the Confederates to withdraw back to Corinth. They did not want to risk the health of the army as more and more Union forces arrived. In addition, there was polluted water in the area that both sides had to use, resulting in illness and epidemic levels for both armies. The Union Army itself by this time had 150,000 men, but by the end of May, only 95,000 men were effective as the rest were riddled with dysentery. The estimated casualties for both sides were 1,000 men that were killed, wounded, or missing. Please join us again next week for Things You Should Know, Civil War Edition.